Welcome to our living room. This is the quest for the ultimate Disney movie. We're on the Disney couch. Tonight we're on movie number 22, and it is...
The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Bink, Winnie the Pooh.
Bink.
Last year I was in a Winnie the Pooh play. I was Rue.
We're all dressed vaguely like Winnie the Pooh characters. Try to guess who's who.
It's pretty difficult.
This is actually the shirt I wore.
My memories of watching this movie actually are kind of unpleasant because my 3-year-old and my 1-year-old watched The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh over and over as they were recovering from the chicken pox.
Wow, so Jaira, if you start to get itchy as you watch this, you know what's going on. It's another one of those ones where I kind of know it, but not really. I don't know if I've seen it all the way through.
I have a feeling that once I watch it, I'll be like, oh yeah, I know this, and everything will be really familiar.
Here we go for The Many Adventures of
Winnie the Pooh. Blink, Winnie the Pooh.
Blink.
That was so sweet. I actually got teary at the end.
Did you?
I did. I welled up there when Christopher Robin was having to go off to school, and never again in his life would he ever just get to do nothing.
It's kind of like Toy Story 3.
Well, yeah.
Solo partner.
Yeah, but in Winnie the Pooh, like, it's so much about just the imagination of childhood, just kind of wandering through the forest and kind of having those kind of outdoor adventures in the forest, and which, you know, a lot of kids aren't experiencing today. So I found it quite touching.
We wander in the forest for fun.
That's right. We
Now
played
you
with
guys go on
sticks.
interwebs and the Facebooks.
There's a few kind of scary parts for little kids.
The heffalumps, it's got like dramatic music.
Yeah.
And someone saying, beware, beware, beware.
Okay, how about those laughs though? They're like, like that's scary.
I found that it seemed a little long, like I kind of got a little distracted, a little sleepy, but I think it's just because there's not a real driving plot. It's not really pushing forward to like a climax. It's more a bunch of little shorts.
This movie was originally released as shorts, so Walt Disney actually had worked on some of these and improved some of the concepts and things. So they released them as shorts because they weren't sure it would fly in America, because it was a British story, so not many Americans were familiar with Winnie the Pooh. And then they put them all together and put a little ending clip at the end, the Toy Story 3 moment at the end, and released it as The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, and it turned out pretty well. And I think in this format it survives a lot longer than 3 isolated shorts. So yeah, it's cute, it's sweet, it's Winnie the Pooh. Definitely not my favorite. You know, it's not one that I would sit down to watch if there wasn't somebody much younger than me in the room.
I really liked how it like kind of broke the fourth wall. Like that was a really recurring theme. Like they start with the book opening, but then they just kept coming back to the book. And, like I just found it so cute. The characters would like climb on words, and words would hit characters in the face. I loved it. I love that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And Tigger once said, I almost bounced right out of the book.
And he asked the narrator for help, and the narrator tilted the book sideways so Tigger could climb down onto the words.
And there's that one character, the gopher, who made it very clear that he was not in the book.
The joke in the movie was he's not in the phone book, but yeah, the gopher was a character that they invented for this one to appeal to the Americans. I'm not sure why some guy with that accent appeals to Americans, but he was some comic relief. And originally they were not going to have Piglet in there. That's why Piglet doesn't show up in the first chapter.
Oh,
because
wow.
they thought they were going to replace Piglet with Gopher.
Oh.
Hell, no one can ever replace Piglet.
And obviously, a few early audiences had a reaction such like this. And they're like, you know what? Maybe we should put Piglet in there.
Look at me art. It's Pooh, but he's got triangles. I like triangles. They're good aesthetic. I draw lots of them on my Instagram. Doodles for boredom.
All right. Well, to the charts.
Yeah.
The Kiss. Nope.
Nope. Nothing.
Do It.
No. Yeah, there was a marriage scene, you know, with a couple of heffalumps, and they were
That's
dancing.
not a romantic duet though.
No, they were dancing, and honey, it's got to count for something.
Hit song.
Yeah,
Winnie
Winnie
the Pooh, really, really silly old bear.
So I didn't see anything that it won any awards or anything like that, but it won the award of whenever you hear Winnie the Pooh, that song just kind of poof, pops into your brain, and you can't get.
Witchy Villain.
No, I mean the
Heffalumps and woozles?
the heffalumps are like a scary imaginary thing. in
They
his
just
dream.
kind of terrorized his imagination. They didn't do anything.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think they were witchy.
It's not. Yeah, it was kind of like the evil version of Dumbo's Pink Elephant Dream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Ugly Villain.
Some of those heffalumps are kind of
They're just
ugly
weird
looking.
looking. I don't know if they're ugly.
Yeah, but
I like them. They're cute.
there was a line in the song about how they were scary looking.
I feel like the villain in this movie was more nature. Like with the wind and the rain and all that.
Yeah.
Knocked down Owl's house, terrorized everyone by nearly drowning a bunch of people.
Yeah. Or you can make a case that the villain is Pooh if you're in Rabbit's house.
Or the villain is
Gluttony.
Rabbit because he's the meanest.
Yes.
Or the villain is Tigger because he rips up Rabbit's garden.
Yeah. And he doesn't
There's
care.
no villain.
The villain is gluttony. The villain is clinical depression in Eeyore.
Okay, so it's where ugly villain.
The villain is ADHD and
Let's put it to a couch vote because there's a little bit of disagreement. I think ugly villain in Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. 3, 2, 1, go! Sorry, Jai.
ugly villain wins. And we're probably really stretching it for Winnie the Pooh.
Death by Falling.
No death. Some
No
definitely some falling by Winnie the Pooh. He kind of bounced down.
He's stuffed with fluff. I think he'll be fine if he
Yeah.
falls a bit.
Yeah. What about the gopher? He fell down into his hole. So
But he showed up again and then fell down again.
He
I'm
didn't
sure
die.
He was okay.
No one died.
okay,
It's
fine.
too lighthearted for death.
Yep. Tigger was afraid he would die by falling, but he slid down a paragraph.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Alcohol.
No.
No.
Thank
There's all
you.
children and animals. Where would alcohol come in?
Okay, so yeah, so no alcohol. Honey addiction does not count. And we're just thankful that they didn't choose to insert a drug in the scene in Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Missing parents. Where's Rue's dad?
Oh yeah.
That's a good point. He's the only child?
Yeah, and Kanga's most definitely his mother. But there's no sign of a father figure.
Oh, you know why why there's Kanga and Roo? Because there's probably a stuffy that came with like a little Roo in the pouch. So it's like a 2 stuffy set.
I'm kind of on the fence because Kanga and Roo are supporting characters, much like the Bunny family in Robin Hood. It's not an orphan storyline. And yet, there is no Mr. Kanga, so... Missing parents in Winnie the Pooh in 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, I guess you get 2.5 thumbs.
2.5 out of 4, rounds up to 1. Okay, so... There's some math for you.
Dad with the stash.
No? No
Yeah.
dads? No stash.
No chance on this one. Forget it. Nope, move on.
Talking animals.
Yes.
Well...
Talking stuffed animals.
Yeah, do stuffed animals count?
Yeah, they're still animals. They're definitely not humans.
No, they're not humans, but they're not animals either.
And
So
well,
they're basically animals.
some of the Winnie the Pooh is definitely stuffy like,
Yes.
but somebody like Owl, he looked like a real animal.
And how about the groundhog? Groundhog don't look like stuffy.
Yeah.
So do you think that Christopher Robin is wandering around in the forest with his stuffed bear and his stuffed pig, and he wanders across a real owl and a real gopher
I
and
don't know.
incorporates them into his...
Do you really think that this shouldn't
Bizarre
count because they're
world.
stuffed animals?
Okay, let's
I'm
give
just
it
trying to
yes.
argue for the sake of argument right here. Alright, point
Yay.
for talking animals.
Unlikely partnership. Everyone pretty much got along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were all different personalities, but
Yep. Which is one of of the nice things about Winnie the Pooh. You've got all these really eclectic characters,
Yeah.
and they're all flawed, and they're all kind of wacky in their own way.
Yeah.
But they're really friendly and kind to each other. Well, except for Rabbit, but you know he learns his lesson.
He
So
comes around.
yeah,
It's
so-
deep.
yeah, it's nice. It's
Yeah.
a good model for
And-
people getting along.
And it is quite touching that Christopher Robin, even though he's just a little boy, he must only be 5 years old, he is the leader. He is the one that all these stuffed animals look up to and go to for advice and help and comfort. And yeah, so it's a good partnership, not an unlikely one.
Hidden Mickey.
I had a hard time with Hidden Mickey on this one. Google did not help me very much. There was like one description on the wall behind Owl's rocking chair, and so
And we looked for so long, and we could not find anything.
well, I think I saw it. It was like kind of a sketch of the umbrellas that, if you squint hard enough, that kind of looks like an upside down Mickey. So you be the judge on that one. And then I think we found one all on our own because we're just that good. During the flood, when the house is sinking, then there's a moment there that I want to make a case that there was a hidden Mickey in that water.
And we found it all by ourselves.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Take that, Google.
The book intro.
Yes!
Ah,
Yeah, I think this is my favorite book intro because they just wove the book through the whole thing.
Yeah.
That breaking the fourth wall stuff. It's
Very
fun.
apparent that it was based on a book.
I kind of wanted to pause on some of those scenes with pages of writing just to see what it's actually saying, if it's not just lorem ipsum dotum.
No, it
Yeah.
was real words.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
could read it.
I feel like it was the same words every time.
Yeah.
Resurrection. No death. No resurrection. Case closed.
Yours tail.
No.
Owl's house.
No.
Yeah.
Pooh's appetite. Okay, Jaira, so totaling up Winnie the Pooh, what do we got?
Total is 6 out of 14.
Wow.
Generous.
Yes, that wasn't actually as dismal as I thought it would be. Yes.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Watch it with your kids, your grandkids, even watch it with your kids if they have the chicken pox.
But fast forward that heffalump scene so you do not traumatize them.
Yeah, if they're running a fever. Thanks for coming with us on this journey to the 100-acre woods. And if you'd like to see any of our other videos, go ahead and just click that subscribe button. We'll be watching all of the Disney animation theatrical releases and finding out which one is the most Disney of the Disney movies.
So from the Disney couch, bye!
Bye! Now can we watch the bonus pictures?
I don't want to see anymore. And it is Canadian too, which is nice. Even though A.A.Milne was British.
A.A.Milne.
Yep.
Hey.
A. How's it going, A.A.Milne? Thanks for coming with us to the 100-acre wood on this fun journey.